friends, welcome. So the last video that I put up was just how I use my Cricut to make the little tab to make the wristlets, or like charm wristlets for your phone, right? So we did the tab, so now we're just gonna make it in the wristlet and I'll show you how I put it together, okay? So I've already set up how I want to do this particular one. Sorry, I have all kinds of stuff going on here because look, I've got these. I'm going to be making a little pencil for my sister-in-law. Like, I got all kinds of stuff going on. So, all right, there's lots of different strings. So for the way that I do this, you got to be able to double your string. So I love this string, love this, but it's very thick. So this one is not a good one. This is the one from the Dollar Tree. This stuff is just crap. You see how easy it breaks? Like, even though it's cheap, it's a waste of money. And I have like 4 things of it. I can't even give it to anybody because I don't want their projects to break. All right, so this also from Hobby Lobby. This one is my favorite. This is the Crystal Tech. It's just 0.8, but this one is good for this type of a project, okay? Now I have contacts in, but I'm also going to wear my glasses because I have old eyes and seeing all the little holes are sometimes hard. All right, so the other thing, make sure that before you do a project like this, sometimes you might not even think about it, but make sure you check your clamps. See, look, this clamp doesn't even open. If I hadn't checked it beforehand, I'd have a project done. This one I can't open either. I'd have a project done and I'd not be able to use it. So I have 2 clamps that I have checked and made sure that they open. Okay, so I got 2 clamps now. With these, I myself am just going to use the little circle here on the bottom of the clamp, but you can always, if you want, add another little ring to it and use that instead. So, but I'm going by this. Now, with your string, your size, it's gonna be doubled over, right? So you wanna think about, you know, how big do you want it on for your wrist, and it'll be doubled over. So we're gonna go to about here. And you just, you know, whatever you want. There's no right or wrong for it. It's what works for you. All right, so here's my string, okay? So we're gonna start, we just put our ends together and we bring it over so it's like this, right? All right, so we're gonna start with this piece here. The little hoopy hoop is going to go through the little hoopy hoop on our clip. All right, so we're like this, right? And then these just go through, and then we're gonna pull it nice and tight, okay? Oh, it's hooked on the little lever, there we go. Pull it nice and tight. Okay, so now I am going to start doing my beads. I'm not gonna talk through it, and I'll go back and do it when I edit it. I'll change it to fast because you don't need to watch me do my beads. However, up until I tell you when and we stop, all beads are gonna be on both pieces. So it's clip, see, look, this is what we look like right now. Clip are 2 pieces. Sorry, my phone rang and then I had to stop. So here we are. We are just putting our beads on, and we're going with over both of the strings. So I'm just gonna put them on. All right, so I'm down to 4 beads and my hook left. So now I'm going to, So now I'm going to separate. Now I'm just choosing 4 beads. There's no, you could do it at the last 2. You could do it up further. You could do it however you want. But with this, with this size, the 4 beads are definitely appropriate. Now this technique is really nice because you don't have to crimp, the ends. You don't have to have little pieces to like crimp into your string and stuff. So this is a really nice way to do it. The only thing with this one is you have to make sure that your string is the diameter small enough to be able to double it, and the diameter of the holes in your beads are big enough to tolerate 2 strings. You can do smaller, like this is 0.8, this is 0.5. There's, different sizes. So it's just making sure that your sizes are compatible, but this is very nice because you don't have to do all the crimping. All right, so now I'm going to open up my string, right? It doesn't matter which one I use, whichever one is fine. Now I'm going to take the rest of my beads and I am just going to thread them on to just 1 string. All right, so I have all of my beads on. So the next thing I'm gonna do is now I'm gonna take my clasp with my little circle end. And that same string that I put the beads on, see? I put it through, and now I bring this string back up and around. So it's gonna go over the circle piece here, right? So over it, and then it's gonna go back through the same 4 beads that only have 1 string. So when I put this in, right, and pull it through that bead, there's my little clasp. So now I got to go through all 4 of the beads. It's a little tight. Okay, so now all these beads have 2 pieces through it, but it's the same one. And see, it doesn't pull through because we made that hoop over this bead here, right? So now we can pull it together tight. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 2 pieces of string and I'm going to do like a surgeon's knot. So basically I just fold it over, wrap it around, and then I pull it super tight. And then I'm going to make a knot. Just pull it tight. Make a knot. And just pull it tight. Now the nice thing with this one is it's clear. Sometimes I, have string that's not necessarily clear, but I'm just gonna cut my little ends off. And when I have string that's not clear, I just, stick it up in the bead. And then if you take and just kind of twist your bead, that knot will go right up inside of it. And so there we go. So now we have our little wristlet, and it says baseball mom. We've got our two little clamps. We made sure that they worked before we put them on. And we didn't have to crimp any beads on the end. So that's the reason why I like this technique. You know, you can certainly, I think I have crimping beads. So like there's these little crimping beads, and you can just put one end in and crimp it down, and then you don't have to do the double. But I personally like it this way. All right, so now I made, in my last video, it's been a while, sorry, a lot going on. So forgive me, I have my mom in the hospital right now, so I'm a little bit, I meant to do this a long time ago, but so I made these tabs. Now this one is a Disney one. I made these to show you. This one I'll save and use it for something else. But I just put a little ring on it. Now, I haven't done it yet with this one. When I do all of these rings, I am just always worried because it's hard to get them to close up evenly. I always put a little super glue, or I'll put UV resin and put it under, but I always put something where it closes to keep it from, you know, coming undone, because you don't want to lose your stuff. All right, so your little tab just goes, you know, through the bottom of your phone like this, and then your phone will just go on top of it. And you see that's thin enough that it doesn't interfere with, it's so thin it doesn't interfere with your charging or anything like that. So for the tab, that was my last video. It's just the very last one I put up. So if you didn't see that. Now, I'm not using this tab. This is just to show you my daughter already has a clear tab. I need to make some more clear ones. But then, so then your little charm or wristlet, whatever you want to call it, it just hooks right on. So there you go. And then your phone is inside. And then, you know, once you've used it for a while and pulled on it, it sort of like settles itself to where it's not kind of like bulky and bunchy. But look, but then you have your phone, you can hold it, do your thing. You can walk around with your little phone, all the things. And the nice thing with this, you can make these to sell them, you can make them for friends, but they're very nice because you can totally personalize them. I'm in the process of setting up one I'm going to be doing for my sister-in-law. She's a teacher, so that's why I have all of these, because I'm going to do a little pencil. And then I'm going to be, you know, making them for friends to give with their Christmas presents. But isn't that super cute? I'm going to make my niece at LSU one. She's doing veterinary school. She's at LSU. But yeah, so there it is. And yeah, super, super cute. Anyways, I hope you like it. I hope you have a blessed and beautiful day, and I'll see you later, friends. Bye.